Okay, so kindergarten, now that we learned a little bit about Leonardo da Vinci, let's take some paper and let's antique it because we are going to come up with our own inventions like Leonardo did. So I'm going to just pan you down here so you can see. And I have a paintbrush with some paint. I also have some water that I mixed a little bit of coffee into just to kind of make it more of a stain. Now, if you don't have coffee, you can use brown watercolor paint. That's fine for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drip my paint onto the paper to make my paper look like a piece of paper right out of Leonardo's sketchbook. Because Leonardo's inventions and his sketchbook are over 500 years old. So we want to make it look nice and old. So I'm just going to dip in and brush it on. There we go. And don't worry about it being perfect. It's okay. If some of it is darker, some of it's lighter, that's great. That makes it look older. Ooh, look at that. See what happened here? I'll just tap on that. And now I'm going to give this a few minutes to dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the hair dryer. That way I can speed it up and show you the next step. Okay, so boys and girls, I let that dry. And now what I want to do is I'm just going to tear just some of the paper on the corners and off to the sides, just a little bit, because I want to make this look like a very old piece of paper. So if you want, you can even wrinkle it a little. This sort of reminds me of when we made our treasure maps earlier in the year. So I think that looks good. And now I get to use my imagination and I get to think of all the things that I can create and that I can invent. So I have a pen here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some sketches on my paper of things that I might want to dream up or create. They can also be things that maybe exist already that you improve upon and try something different with it. And so one of the things I think I would like to create is a machine that takes your clothes out of your washer and dryer and puts the hanger on for you and brings it right to the closet. Because that's one of the things I hate doing most. So I think it's going to be a machine that has big wheels on it like this. And it's round. That way it doesn't bump into corners. And coming out of the side, there's some holes. Do you see my holes? And you can hook different hoses up. And this is going to be a collapsible spring that comes out the top. And this is where all the hangers are going to be hung. So let me draw some hangers. So it can hold a lot of hangers on the top. And I think this is where there's going to be an arm that comes out this way. And I think an arm that comes out that way. And these arms are made out of collapsible tubing. That's why I put those lines there, because they could be squished up when I'm not using the product. And I think it's going to have a gigantic robotic hand right here. Because did you know that Leonardo da Vinci invented a robot. He used the robot in a suit of armor. And some say it was able to move its head and its arms. And he used gears and pulleys and ropes to make that possible. So there are my arms. So here I have some clothing that came out of the dryer, and the hand brings it up to the hanger and puts it on. And then that hand moves it over to that hand. And then while this hand is still pulling out of the dryer, this hand can be reaching for the closet. So you can see, boys and girls, how I invented my own laundry hanging machine. So I think I'm going to write that on here. And I think that came out fantastic. So boys and girls, give it a try, see what you can invent and what you can create, and send me a picture at pricet@pearlriver.org. I'd love to see what your mind is creating and making up. And if you finish this project and you'd like to see what the other grades are doing, click on their grade level link and give their project a try. I hope you have a great week, boys and girls, and we'll continue our art online learning next time. Have a great day and keep on inventing.